Hey guys, Jordan64 here, and welcome back to my channel. So just a few days ago, Mario Kart fans such as myself got a sneak preview of what's to come in the 6th and final wave of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC. And I'm very happy to say that I called for Daisy Circuit to appear in this DLC way back in March when Wave 4 came out. Link below if you want to see that video. And goodness gracious, we were also spoiled with not one, not two, but 4 new characters. Even with that news, there are still talks about what else could appear in Wave 6. For months, people have been sharing their own speculations and predictions, and many people are pretty much all on the same page. And let's not forget to mention that Mario Kart Tour is about to end the production of new content in the coming weeks as well. In case you haven't been paying attention to Mario Kart Tour news, the development team recently put out an official statement. Thank you for playing the Mario Kart Tour game. This message is to notify you about the tours that are scheduled for the future. The next tours will be held in the following order. Starting September 19th, the Anniversary Tour. Starting October 3rd, the Battle Tour, and starting October 17th, the Halloween Tour. From October 3rd and on, tours will consist of content from tours that have appeared before. Note, no new courses, drivers, karts, or gliders will be added following the Battle Tour starting October 3rd. We hope you continue to enjoy playing Mario Kart Tour. So with that news, and the fact that the Booster Course Pass is coming to an end by the holiday season, one thing is for certain. There are some tracks from Tour that are 100% a lock for Wave 6. The obvious ones are the 2 remaining city tracks in the game, Rome Avanti and Madrid Drive, both of which I expect to be fantastic courses in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There's also the 2 remaining Nitro tracks, Piranha Plant Cove and Piranha Plant Pipeline. Oh, and of course, Wii Daisy Circuit. That's 5 of the 8 tracks that we know of. The other 3 retro tracks, all of which will be from past Mario Kart games, are a bit of a toss-up. Except for one. See, when it comes to data mines, the entire Mario Kart community is already convinced that the final track in the Spiny Cup will be Wii Rainbow Road. And I 100% agree with the community that we should expect this track to appear in Wave 6 of the Booster Course Pass. It is one of the best Rainbow Road tracks in the series, and it has already appeared in Mario Kart Tour earlier this year. But what if I told you that I have concerns with how this track will play out? Is this track even going to be a perfect fit for this already perfect game? Today, as per the title of this video, I'm going to give some reasons as to why I don't think Mario Kart Wii Rainbow Road will be a good fit for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I have 3 scenarios as to how Nintendo can possibly make this track work for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and how each scenario could possibly leave fans scratching their head when it inevitably releases by the end of this year. I just want to start off by saying though that I absolutely love this track. The music, the design, and the many references to Super Mario Galaxy are the main reasons why I personally put this track among one of the best in the entire Mario Kart series. And it is no doubt a fan favorite amongst many within the Mario Kart community. As much as I would love this track to be represented in arguably one of the best Mario Kart games in the series, I'm just very afraid of what Nintendo can do with it, especially due to its recent appearance in Mario Kart Tour, which we'll definitely touch on in this video. To start, it is no secret that the content in Mario Kart Tour has had a very heavy influence on the Booster Course Pass. We are 5 waves in, and every single track in the Booster Course Pass has now made an appearance in Mario Kart Tour, whether they were already in Tour before or have appeared in the game later on. Wii Rainbow Road would be no exception. The track made its first retro appearance at the beginning of 2023 in Mario Kart Tour during the Space Tour. Many fans of this track, such as myself, were very excited to see this track get remade before it was released. But then the track came out, and let's just say, it didn't go as we expected. That's right, they made this track into a 2-section, 1-lap track. And I don't know about you, but I was not a fan of that, not one bit. So many people within the community were not happy with this decision either. But eventually we all accepted the result and moved on. And at that point, I pretty much hoped that if this track came to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we wouldn't get this treatment, right? So with that said, I'm going to give you 3 specific scenarios that I can see Nintendo try to do to this track that I think would justify my concerns. Number 1, a full 3-lap track. First of all, this track I feel would be too long for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, I have nothing against long tracks in the Mario Kart series. I grew up playing Mario Kart 64, and I was used to playing on tracks like Wario Stadium and Rainbow Road. Even Mario Kart Double Dash had a few lengthy tracks like Bowser's Castle and Wario Coliseum. Those are all pretty fun tracks, and Wii Rainbow Road is no exception. But ever since Mario Kart 7, it seemed like Nintendo has set a precedent on how long a typical Mario Kart race should be. In fact, Mario Kart 7 was one of the first games in the series to feature tracks with 1 lap split into 3 sections. Woohoo Loop, Mako Woohoo, and Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road are all pretty long tracks, but Nintendo found a way to not have players take well over 5 minutes to complete a race on those tracks. And the trend continued in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with Mount Wario and Big Blue, and not to mention N64 Rainbow Road, which was the first retro track to have its lap count modified from 3 full laps in the original to just 1 lap, split into 3 sections. So when talking about Wii Rainbow Road, sure, it isn't a super long track compared to past tracks, but the time it takes to complete 1 lap is something worth noting. On average, it takes about 1 minute and 10 seconds to complete 1 lap in 150cc. And the same goes for Mario Kart Tour, though I do feel that version was scaled a bit differently to make it seem slower. Now, I bring up that lap time because if you look at the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe time trials, you will see that there is no track in the game longer than 3 minutes. Putting Wii Rainbow Road, as it already appears in Mario Kart Tour, would make this track by far the longest track in the game, assuming there aren't any major tweaks done to the track itself to make the race go by faster. Would Nintendo really break precedents to put this long of a track in the game? I mean, it's possible, but it would really be one of those oddball tracks. And lately, Nintendo has been known to try and stay consistent with how long a race should be in a Mario Kart game. Unless you race on this track with blue shells only, then I can promise you'd be there for 10 minutes trying to finish that race. Number 2, a 3-section track. Now, before you say anything, I honestly feel that this is the very least likely to happen. But Nintendo has done some weird things before. I'm looking at you, N64 Rainbow Road. So I mentioned a bit ago about how Mario Kart 7 was the first game to introduce section tracks, and how Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has kept that trend going. Now imagine for a second if in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe they decide to make Wii Rainbow Road a 3-section track. I think I speak for all of us when I say that it would be disastrous. Also, I know some of you are yelling at me at the screen right now, calling me crazy for even bringing this up in the first place, but let's not forget, as I mentioned earlier, that Mario Kart Tour had the audacity to make that track a section track. Now, I don't think Nintendo would logically go with this route due to the fact that it takes way less than 90 seconds to complete a lap in 150cc. It's not like Nintendo to just take a long rainbow type track and split it into 3 sections. No, they would never do that. In case you're curious, yes, I am still to this day, nearly 10 years later, still upset about N64 Rainbow Road. I was not happy one bit when they made that a section track, but I digress. It's still a fun track to play on, but in a dream world, I would love if Nintendo included a versus mode option to increase the number of laps for a race. We haven't seen that since Mario Kart Double Dash. Come on, Nintendo. I want to relive the glory days of racing 9 laps with frantic items on. Make it happen. Anyways, let's agree that it would be horrible to split Wii Rainbow Road into 3 sections. I highly doubt they would do that to such a classic Rainbow Road track again, so I don't want to go any farther into that topic. Number 3. Reducing the lap count from 3 to 2. Now this has only happened once in the entire Mario Kart series. Wario Coliseum from Mario Kart Double Dash. That track was very infamous for being only 2 laps. It was such an ambitious track that Nintendo apparently didn't want us to race a full 3 laps on it for some reason. So while I don't like the concept of not racing a full 3 laps on Wii Rainbow Road, I can honestly see Nintendo going with this route. And I'm sure there are plenty of other players that can agree with me that this just would not feel right. And it would honestly be another N64 Rainbow Road situation. So once again, Nintendo, it would be a dream come true to race a full 3 laps on that track. Please, Nintendo, make that custom lap option possible. Those are my concerns with Wii Rainbow Road and how it would work in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Obviously, by now, the consensus is that we should expect this track to appear in the game. Now, I understand fully that there will be plenty of you that may have some different opinions than me, and I encourage you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I would love to continue the conversation from there, and I also want to know what you think Nintendo should do to the track when it inevitably comes to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider hitting the subscribe button and turning on notifications so that you don't miss out on future uploads. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon. Peace.